Hello, friends, fellow travelers, and inquisitive souls. That felt awkward because it was prepared. I just thought of it like a couple minutes ago and thought I'd try an intro, but that was pretty cringe because it wasn't in the moment. It was prepared. A couple things I want to talk about today. First of all, do nothing about anything. Um, if one is wanting to deal with the pain and comes from the the starting point that there is pain to be dealt with, then you're going to find pain. So how does one navigate this whole endeavor without falling into that trap of like um, being attached to the pain uh, and therefore just prolonging its existence by investing in the fact that it's real. Um, like looking for the pain so that it can be dealt with. Um, it's about taking the attention off of it, um, not reacting at all, kind of Vipassana style, just observing the sensations and not reacting. And if one has a decent ability to access the field, then it will dissolve. Seems like it instantiates itself at the point of separation from wholeness. So it can't be dealt with from a point of view of separation. Uh, so it's like fully embracing it and also just ignoring it completely. Maybe it's getting a bit wordy now. So it's about doing all the things I'm still doing, but not doing any of them about the pain. Like it's not about that. It's just just doing the things completely unattached and observing and blah blah blah. Just holding fast to the center of the crossroads and letting things unfold naturally. That's kind of the posture, I presume. I feel really good in my body today. um, I think I navigated some personal issues earlier with integrity and um, just been really dialed into what needs to be done. And I think that freed up a lot of energy, and maybe my endocrine system is starting to produce endogenous chemicals that are quite intoxicating and are putting on my pants and my socks, and just the obviously no synthetic materials, just cotton. The feeling of the material on my skin was orgasmic, and that feeling stayed with me for a couple hours. Um, yeah, I noticed myself like wanting to think about like how do I like what did I do to make this happen? Like can I do it again? Blah, all that shit, trying to recreate stuff. But then being aware enough not to get too involved in that kind of thing, because also knowing that that's a recipe for a fall, um, and that it's all sensations are impermanent, and so it is what it is. Kind of being unattached as opposed to the even to the really blissful sensations. One thing that I have learned or am learning over the last couple of days is, you know, um, the difference between eustress and distress is kind of something that I've known conceptually for a long time. I think I learned it for the personal training course I did or something. Not sure, but I knew it conceptually, but in an embodied way, not so much. And what stress does is it moves the being out of balance, and eustress then is like it's adaptive, and so it's positive. Like you move out of balance in such a way that it strengthens you, and when you come back to center and have grown or adapted positively. And then distress is when you can't find an equilibrium again, and you just become more and more imbalanced, um, energetically, and then like mentally, and then physically, and then disease comes, and uh, being overwhelmed and in high stress situations for prolonged periods of time, and um, overstimulated, and um, yeah, those uh, has that effect. And yeah, so I just realized that in an embodied way recently, last couple of days. um, I suppose it's about the difference between eustress and distress comes down to recoverability, maybe, like when do you hit baseline again, or do you just keep going into stress? uh, yeah, these insights have come as a result of dealing with my addiction to stimulation, just in any form, just being stimulated, which comes from an addiction to those stress chemicals that the body produces, because that's what it's used to, because that's kind of how we are encultured in this day and age society. Um, and so that was quite a doozy for me to recognize in my own system. I've been jacked up on overstimulation for a long time. Um, Glad I can see the other side of it now. And I suppose in the most basic way, that happens when your attention goes outside of yourself, when it's on something outside, uh, and that activates the separation consciousness, which is inherently fear-based and anxious. Um, and your focus tends to narrow and harden, and then things cascade from that. So maybe like an easy way to just come back would be to come back to your body and just observe the sensations in it and bring the awareness, but soften your gaze. You can do that rapid eye movement desensitization thing or whatever. Just don't look at anything, eyes open but not looking at anything, and then just rapidly going from left to right. I actually prefer going slower, but that's because of energetic things that may be quite idiosyncratic to me. Anyway, the Conventional thing is to go fast. Uh, that's that for today, chaps. Akan Hajor.